Sorry guys, apparently that was a longer break than I thought, expected. Yeah, I had an appointment. My cousin was here. Also at dinner. Anyway, back to the point. Logan, Xavier, and Hank enter Quicksilver's place, and turns out it's pretty much the same scene as you would see in the movie. And then they plan to break Magneto out. That's pretty much the same. Nothing's practically changed. What else? Also, they get on the plane, and there's just casual scene. Nothing's really changed there. Let's see what else. Mystique looks at the files. She turns back into Trask before the secretary finds her, and let's just see what else. They they attack at the They attack at the summit. They stop. They stop Raven from killing Trask, and or killing Trask, and Eric obviously decides to kill her, obviously, and Wolverine sees Stryker like electrocuted on the ground, and it's pretty much the same thing that you saw in the movie. Anyway, I'm gonna just skip into details, and basically the extra scene was when Iceman, Professor X, and Magneto are discussing of how it can't go on much longer, and they need to do something about it. So Iceman suggests that they bring in Rogue, since he knows that she's still alive, but Xavier thought she was dead. So their plan was that since Xavier knows the mansion, that they'd go in and rescue her. And things just all turned out very, very different. And also, in the flashback between young Xavier and present Xavier, young Charles agrees with Eric of how the humans do create the Sentinels and in the end destroy them. Also, it's pretty much the same scene, and except in also forgot to mention, Raven sneaks into the mansion, and Hank is the only one who notices that finds her in the mansion, but she doesn't want him to tell Charles, and obviously they talk about how he's always like that, and sometimes animal urges or excitement can trigger his beast form, and so then they have an intimate scene. They make out for a couple of minutes. She turns into Mystique. He turns into Beast. And then they talk about how he thought that she wasn't deemed beautiful. And then they talk about Paris. And then they discuss about what her last words to him were, and was mutant and proud. And then you also see, in another scene, you also see young Xavier entering Cerebro, which is not Xavier, it's actually Mystique in disguise, and she destroys Cerebro in order for Charles to find her, erasing her ties. And then they discuss about where she is, where she's gonna be, and where she's gonna be, and so while they're shooting the scene where Magneto goes to steal his helmet, they also shoot the scene where old Magneto and Iceman go to retrieve Rogue. They take the underground route to get to his mansion, and they're just above the steel hall you've seen in the past X-Men movies. So they reach down there, and it's all torn up, torn apart. Everything's wrecked, even the doors. And so old Magneto opens the doors, and they see these scientists experimenting on Rogue. So he says some sort of thing to Iceman, and he sticks the sharp, dangerous surgical equipment and points it right at the scientists, and which holds them powerless. And Iceman touches Rogue in order for her to wake up. She wakes. She freaks out because of Magneto was there. He Iceman explains how Iceman explains that he's with him, and and then when they get her out, the Sentinels just all come in through the steel hall, and they go up the ventilation shaft where they came from. The Sentinels just try to break their way out there, try to find them, and they're all cornered. There's too many of them, so Iceman holds them off, and with Rogue, with Magneto holding Rogue, and she's constantly screaming, "Bobby, Bobby, no!" And then all the Sentinels go like Thor Destroyer on Iceman's ass and just practically incinerates Bobby. And then what else is there to say? They get back. Okay, so they get back to the jet. Xavier's taken off, but a Sentinel gets onto the X jet and tries to attack Professor X, Magneto, and Iceman, but Professor X tries to maneuver their attack and tries to get the Sentinel off. So he shakes the X jet, and then like all that's left basically from the ship is the Sentinel arm, which then when they get back distributes sort of like a signal to the other Sentinels, knowing that it was there. So they bring Rogue back to their base in China, where they are sending Logan back to the past, and Rogue tells Kitty that Iceman didn't survive. She's torn up about it. So Rogue touches her with her bare hand, and she basically just freezes, and Magneto gently puts her down on the ground. Rogue touches Logan's head, and she says, "Logan, can you listen to me? I can hear you." And then all of a sudden Rogue just wakes up from. And all of a sudden, Logan wakes up from his sleep, and he says, "Rogue," and just a question mark, just a form of a question. Also, I forgot to mention, there is actually a scene where Logan tells Beast that he doesn't make it, and it's actually in the mansion. He's smoking a cigar, laying back in his bed, and he just asks, "Hey, Logan, do I make it?" And he's just like, "No, sorry, kid, you don't make it." And then he's just smoking a cigar and basically, that's almost pretty much to say for the Rogue Cut. Also, other way Magneto gets into the base gets into the thing at the very end. Kitty pushes him through the door, and also practically nothing's changed. It's just Rogue practically says nothing beyond that point, and it's pretty much the same until there's like they do like a 2-part end credit scene, like what they did with the Avengers. So basically, the end credit scene is the cell that Magneto was held in under the Pentagon. That's actually where Trask is held right now, and some food is just being slipped in the in his cell, and he's just sitting there, all hairy and beardy, and just and I was just having a little laugh, like, yeah, that was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. You enjoyed. Like, they still had the scene with Apocalypse building the pyramids and the four horsemen being by his side. Basically, that's pretty much it. So there you go. There's my review of the X-Men Days of Future Past: The Rogue Cut. Also, I like to say I'm sorry for changing my effects thing. It's just this light is very bright and it's kind of hard to see my face in order to see my face from this sort of light. So I do apologize. Click subscribe and watch some more videos. I'll be doing another video. I'll be doing another video, which is debating on how bad guys use your little girlfriend catch a thing too much in action movies. So, see you guys. Bye.